Hello and welcome. This is Cherie with Rehash Fiber. Recently, I was in Rome and I want to share with you the local yarn shop and then just a few more other fun fiber art things that were part of the trip as well. Before I left on the trip, I looked up where the Airbnb was and where the nearest yarn store was, and boy was I fortunate. There was a yarn store just 4 blocks away. So one lovely, cool morning, I took a stroll through the ancient streets of Rome, past the big, glorious, ancient buildings, and found the yarn store. The name of it is Ca.Fi.Lan Yarn Store. Before I went there, I had looked at the pictures of the yarn store, so I kind of knew in my mind what it was going to be like. It is more of a warehouse service style where the yarn is behind the counter and you tell the people what you want to look at and they bring it out for you. It is not the living room style like we're used to here in the US, where we gather around and we sit and we play with yarn and talk and knit and stuff like that. So I had my Google Translate ready and I shared with them that I wanted to look at their Italian yarns. So he brought out this Lanes du Nord cashmere, gorgeous. I quickly grabbed 2 very pretty colors. Then he brought out the Lanes du Nord alpaca, grabbed that gorgeous, gorgeous color. And lastly, this Sophia de Grade llama. So I felt like a kid in a candy store because I was just no plans for any of it, just grabbing the gorgeous stuff. Very fun. When I pondered that later, I thought, you know what? We are going to do a tour of Italy, One Skein Wonders, and I can share with you the patterns that I found to work these up. All right, so for the first One Skein Wonder, I took the Sophia de Grade and I was thinking, what can I do with this big, beautiful, fluffy yarn? And I chose this scarf because that is something I would surely wear and enjoy. So I had this pattern here, but it's not a specific pattern per se. It's more of the idea of what you can do with your yarn. This actually came with another Lanes du Nord cashmere cotton yarn that I had bought, and it just gives you the idea of how to work with it. You want to you can do this with anything, you just have to play around a little bit and see how you like it. You do stockinette stitch. You make it as wide as you like and as long as you like. But what makes this scarf special is that you gather the ends. So both your cast on and your bind off ends separately. You're going to gather them so that it curls your scarf around. That makes it kind of neat. Once you've done that with both ends, then you make your little pom-poms. You can make those as thick or as thin as you want. I had a 5-inch piece of cardboard that I wrapped it around. You want to join the top together and leave the long strings for tying on. And then you cut the bottom so that it is open and free. You come down however far you like. An inch and a half, and just tie some yarn around that so you get this little bobbly area. And there you have it. That makes it special. That is how big fluffy yarn can turn into something gorgeous. And I do think that these set it off, and having it curl around sets it off. It makes it more special. I mean, imagine if you just did it flat stockinette stitch. It's okay, but I just like the extra touches that it gives. And I love wrapping my scarves this way. Fun. So you can see there was a color change through this. I did not get quite through all the colors. It got even lighter yet, but I got to the length I wanted, and that's where I wanted to stop. I wasn't taking any chances of cutting the color and starting somewhere else because I didn't want to screw myself up or have it not blend and flow as it goes. In the future, you will see what I make up with these. I already have a pattern for this one, super excited. The rest are yet to come. So as far as fiber art and travel, if you carry it with you when you do travel, as I do you ever find that when you're sitting in the airport or the airplane and everybody's scrolling through their phone and you're knitting or crocheting, that you are the luckiest, happiest person there? Because I'm thinking, we all scroll, but I'm not as happy doing that as when I am knitting. So in the airport and the airplane, there's just great time to be happy and get things worked on, which in turn makes us happy. So good stuff. The only time I don't knit on the plane is if I'm packed in there and I don't want to be doing this, like bird winging people and causing too much commotion, because we just have to get through that tight situation. So I end up just reading or something. So in Rome, my backpack always had knitting and spinning. Usually I like to stop and spin when there's time to relax or just take in the moment. So actually I did end up getting that after going through the very crowded Colosseum. My husband went home and I decided to walk through Palatine Hill. But as soon as I got in to the entrance of Palatine Hill and went up and looked back at the Colosseum, it was a grassy, kind of dirt area where there was hardly any people. And I thought, this is my place to just relax and spin. The other time I got the spindle out in the crowds was at the Spanish Steps. That mostly was just to spin at the Spanish Steps. It was crowded, but I'm like, I want to do it. So there's that. All right, another thing that was really cool, the tapestry hall at the Vatican Museum. Now, thank goodness our guide told us more about it, because it was very crowded, and even just looking at it, you wouldn't really know what's going on. She explained about some of them and the way they're woven. This one that you see here, very special, the resurrection of Christ. No matter where you went, his eyes followed you. And she said that was a special technique of how they wove the yarn, which was amazing. I would love to see that. And it was true. His eyes did follow. But other things to look at are that in their weaving, they could create this look of like the wind blowing his robe as he's coming out of the tomb. And I thought, man, that's really cool too. So another thing, they were made during the Renaissance period, and tapestry was the most costly and most prized medium of that time. So bravo to the people doing the tapestry. And it's just incredible. All right, well, thanks for coming along and seeing that. I just wanted to share with you. And I know if you're a fiber artist, we're on the same page with this, of that we love this fiber art. And even when we're not on a trip for fiber art, we bring it or it finds us. So I just want to say, happy traveling as a fiber artist, where it comes with you, but it also finds you. Thanks for watching.